Okay, in this video we're checking out another 5-inch racing frame from iFlight-RC. This is the Dove frame, and it's another racing frame, as you can see here in the exposure diagram. Bottom mounted battery, individual arms, bottom plate, sandwich plate, top plate, 4 standoffs, and some camera side plates. So, obviously here it looks pretty typical, and as all the diagrams, it shows all the thicknesses of the carbon. So 6mm arms, 2mm sandwich plates here, and a 2mm top plate, 1.5mm camera side plates. So I think this is going to be an ultralight. I'm not 100% sure what the weight is, but I think it's going to be around 80 or 90 grams, so possibly even less. And they did kind of switch things up here a little bit. Normally they would include a bunch of nylon standoffs, but I think in this case they're going to this sort of long screw where the stack is on this long screw, and then they provided these, you can't really see them here, but there's 3 different sizes of these spacers here that go between the stack, the electronics on the stack. So you're going to use those. There's 8 of those, 3 different sizes of those. You got 4 standoffs, 4 set of screws here. I think this is the 12mm, 8 6mm, and these are the 35mm. You get 4 of those, and then you get 8 of these little nylon nuts, press fit nuts for putting the frame together. And I think the thing that's unique about this frame is that if you look at the arms, using the back arms here, they're wider, but the angle is different than the front arms. The front arm angle is a little bit narrow. So we'll take a look at that a little closer when I put the frame together, because it's going to have some interesting flight characteristics. This does have these, these were included in the box, but I don't think these are actually included. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to check. These might be an option, these little arm bumpers to protect you in crashes from the arms getting splintered. You get a battery strap, pretty nice, with a metal buckle. And then I think this is also extra as well. This is the GoPro mount. It goes obviously on top of the top plate. They've included this as well, but I think this is actually an extra cost, so check the link in the description if you want to know the prices for those. I'll just put the frame together, and then we'll get some weight measurements of the frame with and without the little accessories. Okay, so here it is all together. Wasn't too bad. Basically, you have these 2 screws in each arm that hold the arms onto the frame, and these press fit nuts here. So you have the 6mm screw here on the outer side, and then on the stack side here is this really long 35mm screw, and that's where your stack is going to go if you use the 30x30 stacks size. So you can just slide on those little spacers and then slide on your boards. So I can obviously put 3 boards in here, no problem. And there are 20x20 holes here if you want to go that route and use a 20x20 stack, so you can do that instead. In that case, you'll probably have to find some 6mm screws here to replace these, so you can put a 20x20 stack in there instead. Otherwise, it's just kind of getting in the way. Battery strap goes through here, no problem there. There is a little silicone mat here for this area for your battery to protect you from getting dented. You can see here that it's a little bit narrower in the front here, wider in the back. So let me let's actually measure that. Yeah, so the motor to motor on the front arms is 140mm, and the motor to motor on the back arms is 160mm. So that's pretty different. I haven't seen anything like that before. And then our motor to motor distance diagonally is coming in about 212mm. So yeah, it's a pretty unique shape here. I'm not exactly sure what the flight characteristics are going to be like, so I think I might actually have to build this out and give it a try, see what this feels like in the air. I'm not sure why you would want the motors closer in the front and more spread out in the back. Maybe you get better flight characteristics for racing. I'm not 100% sure. I don't do a lot of racing myself, so yeah, I suspect that that's probably you want more I guess leverage in the back here for those motors, for example, for certain kinds of turns, for example. That's only my speculation, but I think that's what they are targeting here, is racers that want a specific kind of flight characteristics, probably in turns. So, okay, so here's the weight measurement here without any of the accessories or electronics. It's actually a little bit lighter than I thought it was going to be. I think it was around 85, and it's coming in about 76 grams. And if you want to use these parts here, so this little piece here goes on the back. It's probably a little SMA antenna adapter. It goes back here, so you can put your SMA antenna back here if you're going to use one of those. And if you add that, that's coming in 78 grams. And we'll throw on the little arm bumpers. If you use those, now we're coming at 85 grams. So with the TPU parts, we're coming in about what I thought it was going to be. So this is a pretty light frame. Throw on the battery strap, and we're coming in at about 90 grams. And throw on the GoPro mount. I don't think I'm not really sure if racers will be using the GoPro mount that often. It weighs a lot, so we'll go from 90 grams to 108 grams. 18 more grams just for the TPU mount for the GoPro. Anyway, it's a pretty unique looking frame. Shares some interesting flight characteristics, and very thick arms, 6mm arms, but very skinny, so ought to cut through pretty nicely. And it's fairly light, so if you don't use any of the extra parts here, we're coming in at about 76 grams, so it's pretty light. Add-ons, light stack, minimal stack, for example, then you can get this, this is going to be pretty light racer. So if you're looking for something like that, something with some thick arms, unique flight characteristics, this one you definitely want to check out. Again, there's going to be a giveaway for this one. iFlight has generously offered to give away one of these frames. If you guys are interested in that, the rules are going to be down in the description, so be sure to follow all those rules in the description if you are interested in winning a frame from iFlight-RC. Anyway, it's going to do it for this frame review. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.